So welcome back to AP Workshops, welcome back to the next instalment of Living With series. So this time we're going to be talking about the RSV4, or specifically the shop RSV4, conveniently. So the RSV4, this is a 2015 RSV4 RF. This one is the shop bike, so this is the one that you see on the little service books that you get when you book your bike in for service. This is about living with one of these as a daily bike. Don't know how that sounds to a lot of people, but an RSV4, this is an awful lot of bike for a daily bike. Certainly is a lot more bike than I can handle, that's for sure, because I'm just a lowly bike mechanic. I'm not a racer. These things are full-on race bikes. This one is basically full-on loaded with the APRC system and ABS. This one is basically a reasonably stock bike with some fancy bits on it, mapping. We've got the I believe it's the GP2 system that we've got from Arrow on this. So living with one as a daily bike, I don't know whether I want to live with one as a daily bike or not. So what I'm going to do is, you know what, actually, yeah, I probably could as it sits. If it was just to be given, if it was just the one bike that I was allowed, could I do it? Do you know what, I certainly could. Right, let's go for a ride and see what we can do. Yeah, the first thing that springs to mind is, I'll tell you what, let's put the visor down so it's not quite so loud, is this GP2 system is incredibly loud. So could you live with that on a daily basis? Yep, absolutely, I'm really into that. The one thing that we have done, which certainly sort of picks out, I don't know if you can pick this up on the helmet cam, because we have got two cams, we've got updates, look, so we've got two cams, we've got one here and then we've got one here as well. I changed the standard levers and set the levers up and set the lever heights up to try and stop a lot of pressure on my wrists. Because we're talking about rear sets and because we're talking about sort of clip-ons or bars underneath the yokes, it did make things just put things into a racing crouch, and it does make things feel a little bit or can make things feel a little bit cramped for the kind of road testing we'd want to do on this. But it comes with a steering damper and O-rings all round, so put it into gear and it's just got even louder. So let's go for a ride, shall we, and see how we get on. So this one's got the race map in it. So basically what we can do at the shop, if you've got an RSV4 or a Tuono V4, is we can program, a lot of the time we can program your ECU and put the factory maps into your ECU. So if you give us a shout or email us, what's the email address? sales@apworkshops.co.uk, and let's see if we can do it for you. So let's want to do it now. Let's get this. How's it feel at the moment? It's not actually that bad. It's just a lot of bike, this is. These are 175, 180 brake horsepower at the back wheel. This is a lot of power. Now just recently track focus bike. I've just recently done one of these living with series on the Tuono 660. Oh, sorry, not the RS660, the shop RS660. Very different article. I mean, you could ride that thing on a daily basis as a daily, because it's kind of steady. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It's quite comfortable. High bars, low rear sets. This one hasn't got the high bars. This one's got the clip-ons and the high footrests, and probably 80 brake horsepower more than that has as it goes. So let's see how we go on with the daily bike. Like I say, let's see how we get on with this. One thing that I did notice on one of these bikes, if you put this thing in sort of third gear, or fourth gear, you probably wouldn't need to get it out of that. You could ride it around town in that and just leave it there, and it'd be there all year for you. Do you know what? I know this is going to sound really bad, but the clip-ons and the rear sets don't actually feel that bad. Now you kind of come to think about it on a daily basis, you could live with the riding position. They don't actually feel that bad. I was expecting it to be sort of all tucked in like we used to build race bikes. Okay, I'm going to kind of give you a bit of history. We used to put Melimoto rear sets. Here you go. This is going to make all of you go. The older LC lads talking about Joe Madden and Andy, his dad, was talking. We did one of his podcasts, which are available on Spotify, and they were talking about LC racing. So there I was around in those days as well, and we used to put Meldamoto rear sets on, and sort of there was some bars and sort of clock protector bars that used to make you tuck into a race setup. It was just cramped and difficult and horrible, but we loved it. This is actually a lot more spacious. Very loud though, but a lot more spacious than that. Could you live with on a daily basis? 45 miles an hour? I'm a bit battered and bruised from those days, that kind of stuff, but do you know what? It's actually not that bad so far. I was expecting it to be kind of cramped. Could I live with it all day? Maybe not an all day thing. You can certainly feel the difference in the wind protection. So if you have a look on the camera, on the front facing camera, you can feel the protection comes up to about here from this screen, and this is a standard screen on this one. But this is where the bike's going to excel, because basically it's just got so much power. It is absolutely ludicrous. So let's just try and see if we can pick it up a little bit. Whoa, look at that. So that was what? 4th gear, and it just went, oh Christ, it just pulled like it was in. That's a lot of power.
Okay. Power.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So what we, like I said, 4th gear. 5th gear. Oh Christ, I got that wrong. Oh, I need my glasses. 5th gear, and it just pulls like a bloody train. I think I even said that on the 660 film. Put it in 5th gear, wind the throttle back, and all of a sudden it looks like the Millennium Falcon going into hyperdrive, where you see all of the stars kind of rushing at you. Let's have a go. I'm going to keep it within the speed limits, honest officer. Just as long as I keep it safe. I don't know. Let's have a look. So the 2015's not got the auto blipper. This has just got the quick shifter, which is basically that went and they put the auto blippers on in 2017. Come on, Mr. Crafter. Fast. A little bit of lift that seat. Yeah, that's fast. It's empty road. That slipper clutch is nice. So basically, from that speed, just straight down to 3rd gear to go around that corner, slipper clutch, pop, 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 just feed it back out again. Kept it smooth as silk, man. That is beautiful.
Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover.
That's nice. I love that. So these bikes have got what looks like a ramp style slipper clutch in them. If you have a look on one of our videos that we've done on the RSV4 when we were doing a gearbox strip, you could see the slipper clutch when we take it apart, when we strip it. Just have a quick look on YouTube, go to AP Workshops on YouTube and have a look at the videos. There's about 150 to 200 videos, instructional videos, technical videos showing you how it goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God, do I sound like I know what I'm talking? No, I just sound like a bloody horrible salesman, don't I? Let's have a look. Brembo 4-pad caliper, no 2-pad calipers this, and like I said, I just pulled that bike up then with one finger. That's just realised that quick shifter. Listen to this. That's nice. No clutch, just the quick shifter. Yeah, that feels good. That feels really nice. And again, I think as we're going along, the pressure of the wind, like I said, front-facing camera, this, you can feel the pressure on my wind,
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you? The pressure of the wind. So the pressure of the wind on my chest is actually taking the weight off my wrists, which makes just life that little bit easier. There we go. 5th gear, pull the throttle back. Oh God! So we're going to do the same road test route every time. Pull the brakes back, like I said. Get that brake back. One finger and it just, God, incredible. And where are we going? A lot of traffic about. I think it's kicking out school time, isn't it? See that quick shifter then? It just... That sounded good. I know you can take the mick out of me for what I'm saying, but you all do it in your helmets. You don't tell me no different. You can't tell me no different. So I want to say a big shout out to my friends Clive and Angela and Dougie as well. I'm not going to forget Dougie because he's they kind of gave me a bit of a heads up and said we watched your films. We know you don't know what you're talking about, but you're funny when you do it anyway, so thanks very much guys. I really appreciate the great feedback, and it's cool to hang out with you. Thanks guys, and thank you everybody for all of the really cool feedback we get off these. I just try and be honest with people, man, for Christ's sake. I'm crap at lying, and I'm crap at lying because I've got no memory. Oh, puppy dog barking at us. So back to the bike anyway. Seat's not too bad. You can feel it because I've only got sort of work trousers on at the moment. I'm not going to be sort of beating the crap out of it because I've only got my work trousers on. But you can feel it pulling on your wrists slightly. But transfer your weight through your knees and sort of just sort of sit back slightly and sort of sit back slightly. And it all of a sudden starts to. It gets more comfortable. The weight's off your wrists, like I said. So while you're around town, if you just roll your hips back and sort of just sit back a little bit, it does take the weight off the wrist. It's again, is it something you can live with on a daily basis? Yeah, probably could as it goes. So the suspension as it sits at this particular point in time is quite stiff, and it's quite stiff. It's quite stiff because basically it's a race bike, and it's a race bike that's been designed to run on the road. So I've got a feeling that when we go over, I don't know if you remember, or if you've watched any of these videos in the past, certainly the 660 videos, this is Trinity Road, Kingsbury. So basically Trinity Road, Kingsbury is my old stomping ground. The kind of just back there was my old school. So there's a bump up here which actually just makes basically your spine jump out the back of your neck, just above this hill, and it just see how it goes. See where it soaks it up. It's a bit of a test of this one. Are we ready? Oh, there you go. Yeah, the suspension's quite stiff on one of these. But let's have a look. You can't do that. Can't ride around a corner like that on something that hasn't got that kind of suspension. So there's the compromise. The quick shifter, just amazing. And again, now we're doing we're picking up at out of town speeds kind of thing, so you can feel the pressure again to the front camera. You can feel the pressure of the wind on your chest. It just takes away pressure off your wrists. So if you're going to run this around town, this ain't the bike for you. If you're going to run this out of town and sort of just use this as like a track bike, sports bike, or just kind of do that whole sort of Sunday morning going for a bez kind of thing with your mates. So there you go, that quick shifter, and guess what? Intraneutral at standstill. Eat your heart out, boys, with V-twins. Guess what? I am one of those boys. I absolutely count myself in as a V-twin guy. So I'm just going to lift up. So listen to this. A lot of the 2015, 2016 bikes, don't know if you can hear the engine. There's a rattle on it that goes quieter when you pull the clutch in. That's quite normal. Sounds a bit scary for some people that have come from Japanese bikes, but that kind of clutch noise is normal. And this one here, this corner here, shows up any problems because it's off camera. There's a little bump there. Look, you know when you come off of a roundabout and there's like that pitch change or that camber change, that usually, if it's going to upset a bike, it'll upset it there. Poised on this one because that suspension's set up to take it. I'm kind of glad we're not getting a chance to race this or ride this quite quickly, just because it is giving us a bit more of an opportunity to actually look at this, to look at and to feel this bike without having to ride at 1,000,000 miles an hour, because I know for a fact that you can ride this bike 1,000,000 miles an hour and it makes a lot of sense, but that's not, or only a little part of actually owning this bike on a daily basis. So this is it again. Look, this is commuting and shuffling through traffic. Here's this is part of the daily grind of living with your bike on it. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. I'll give him a wave. Thank you, mate. What a lovely guy. Tamworth Scaffolding Company. What a legend. Thank you, sir. There you go. Lovely. We all work together. I love it. Even though we're going in a straight line, it's the only thing that's really, I don't know if I could live with this on a daily basis, despite the fact that this is actually my bike, is that is just such a loud exhaust. I'm probably going to get back and go, you what? What? Earplugs might be an option if you're going to do it. Earplugs. You what? On camera. You what?
What? Chocolate! I can't hear you!
And enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery. Not that the A5 through Tamworth is any real scenery to be taken in. I don't know. It's alright, isn't it? That's the thing about talking in your helmet. You know, when you're talking in your helmet, you're rattling on like a bloody idiot. You sound like a bloody idiot, but you say these things like shoulder check, brakes, change gear, what am I having for dinner? I was watching 44 Teeth. Big shout out to the lads from there's a guy called Broothy on 44 Teeth who was racing there. Free Tech 24 hour. Mate, that guy is an absolute legend. I'm a fan. I'd go, let me shake your hand, mate. He's funny, really funny. He was talking in his helmet while he was racing a 24-hour race on a 125 GSXR. He ended up singing to himself. Fess up. Write in the comments below. Come on, we all do it, don't we? We all do it. So living, but we've got to get back to the subject in hand. Living with this on a daily basis. We hear comments about people cooking themselves or literally like boiling the bag on a hot day. It is the one thing that these things do get is hot, and I mean hot. You do feel like you're actually boiling yourself a little bit at times, which is quite crazy. The one thing that I do find is the APRC switches. I don't know if you can see these. Perhaps maybe we can pan to a shot. APRC switches. I find myself knocking the APRC controls with my fingers, and if you have a look on the dashboard, the traction control's been turned up. I've just realised it was on 9 and I've just had to knock it back to 5. I can't remember what it's on. I've never had the chance to go and explore traction control, if I'm honest with you. Truth be told, I don't want to. I'd rather not, but that kind of system that's there to look after you. But that, I do find myself knocking these switches with my, perhaps that's just because of how I am. I'm used to holding, or I'm one of those guys that kind of holds onto handlebars, and I don't know if it's that thing, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but this is all about living with your bike and on a daily basis. Could we live with this bike on a daily basis? Let's be honest. Yeah, we can. Come on, let's give this guy a bit of a... Go on then. There you go. You're welcome, sir. Could we live with this bike on a daily basis? Yeah, of course we could. Because any bike you get on that makes you smile like an idiot or grin like a fool, or like the Joker or Heath Ledger in the Joker. You know what I mean? That kind of thing is anybody that does that for you. Anybody that does that for you is worth having on a daily basis. And even if there is things like knocking APRC controls with your thumb and a little bit of risk-take around town, is it worth living with? Totally. Yeah, let's do it. Like I said, it's just absolutely there. Now the information that is out there for these bikes and the spare parts and the aftermarket for these bikes is vast. It's such a popular bike. I think there's only the RSV twin that would outlast that, and that's probably because it's been going a lot longer. So the aftermarket is out there to get parts for this. The information, the knowledge and the understanding is out there for this. There are some good guys that know what they're talking about when it comes to these bikes. If you ever need any information, you can get in touch with us via email. You can call us at the shop. The email address is sales@apworkshops.co.uk. You can get in touch with us via all the social media platforms. We're there, no problems. Give us a shout and we'll do what we can to find you. We've got workshop manuals on the website. If you need some information along those lines, then you can go and have a look. That's www.apworkshops. Thank you very much. apworkshops.co.uk. A lot of the information that you're going to need is there. And like I said, if you do need anything, get in touch with us. We'll see what we can do for you, and we'll answer any emails that you send in there as fast as we can. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We really, really appreciate all the cool feedback that you give for us. Thank you so much. If you do know, like I said, thank you very much again. Really appreciate it. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon.